Hey, what's going on, guys? Mariana5 here for Raise Your Edge, and I'm here with Fallout86, also from Raise Your Edge. And we put this video together today on the top three biggest tips for making money down at the World Series of Poker live cash games. Obviously, this is a great time of the year to make money in the cash games. There's going to be tons of whales, fish, just amateur players down there taking their shots at both tournaments and cash games. So, yeah, we figured we put this video together and we're also going to be having a sale over at Razor Edge for our course, Mastering Live Cash. So check out the description and the link below and yeah, get your savings on the course. It's a course designed specifically for beating these low stakes and mid stakes live cash games. It's going to bring like a really solid approach to your game, covering all areas of the game. So it's going to be very beneficial to your game for sure. So check that out and get prepared for the series. So yeah, let's jump right into it. Starting off with number three. First of all, what do you think as far as the third tip for winning big in these live cash games?
Yeah, I think point three is definitely minimizing distractions at the table. So you need to have patience, and there's really no need to be on your phone all day long. I mean, you waited so long to get through the WSOP, to play live cash, to have nice win rates, but this is not possible when you're on your phone all the time and you're not looking what is going on. How are the table dynamics? You also want to pick up reads, right? What do the other players show at showdown? And when you're on the phone all the time, it's probably better when you just stick to online poker, right? Because you're basically not there, and you will never have a great win rate when you're always on your tablet or your phone. So I would say, sure, it's fine, right, to sometimes text someone on WhatsApp, but don't watch a movie, don't watch YouTube all the time. This is just a huge distraction, and it will lower your overall win rate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, what do you think? What is also a distraction at the table?
I mean, I think that's the main one is the phone, obviously being on it. And as you say, the number one thing relating to that is being able to identify the player types. Because if you're not paying attention, you might miss like a huge tell that somebody, or not a physical tell, but some way some guy played a pot or whatever. He made some ridiculous play, or some guy made like a ridiculously tight fold, stuff like that. It's going to be able to factor in huge into your win rate, even in those short sessions. So it's really important that you try to pay attention. You can look at your phone between hands, shit like that, right? But if you're
Yeah,
in the
good point.
hands, really try to pay attention.
Yeah, so only which hands get shown at showdown, right?
Yeah, showdowns.
Makes this play sense, or is he probably a very bad reg? Is he a good reg? Is he a VIP? You will realize this really, really fast. But when you're only on your phone, this is not going to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. And then let's go moving on to number two would be to stay patient for sure and try to stick to your game plan. I think this is really important because a lot of people go down, say, to the series with some type of goal in their mind of like, I want to make certain X amount of money. I want to have these big
Yeah.
sessions. And of course, all of us want that, but sometimes you're just going to run bad. Variance might hit you in the face. And you really need to try to stick to your game plan and try to think of poker still as like an overall long term game. And you're gonna have other sessions. You're gonna be able to go back there again. So don't really go in there thinking like, oh, this is my last chance. So I have to somehow play out of the box here and play some shitty range or run some ridiculous bluff or make some ridiculous call. Like you really have to try to stay patient and stick to your game plan for sure. Because otherwise, it's a killer long run, right? Like you can't have that mentality and be a good long term winning player.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I think this is definitely the wrong mindset when you think, oh, today I'm down 5 stacks. It does not matter what happens now, right? If I play the Jack Deuce suited from under the gun.
Yeah.
No, this is still a bad play, right? Stick to your preflop ranges. You have those ranges, cause those ranges make you money. And when you feel you're super impatient, you're a little bit tilted, no problem. There will always be another game. Stay up from the chair, walk around, and you will realize, oh, I was just playing bad. Maybe it's better to quit and just call it a day. Nowadays, I think it's really easy to think, oh, everyone is sun running because you see all those stories and on Instagram where everyone has a great session, but no one really posts their bad sessions, right? When they run terrible, you lose like 5 stacks, 10 stacks, or whatever. This happens to all of us. This is standard. You just have to keep grinding, and when you feel you're deviating a ton from your game plan, just call it a day and come back stronger the next day.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Michael, what do you think? What is the number one point for making money at the WSOP when it comes to live cash games?
I would say without a doubt is targeting fish, trying to play as many pots as you can against like the big whales and the big fish because realistically that's where all the money comes from. Obviously, if you're playing better than the regulars, you can get a bit of money from them, and then kind of the semi-regs, there's a little bit of money there, but most of the big money is going to come from these huge whales and huge fish. So going back to our original point as well about not being distracted, like you want to spend, especially early on in the session, try to identify the players who you think are the worst, who are going to spew into the worst, and then with those guys, those are the type of players that you want to deviate from the ranges from, and like maybe you make a loose call early position, or you make a loose three bet or whatever, right? Like those are the spots where you just want to really try to see flops with those type of players with at least marginally good hands, and then go from there because the mistakes they make are just going to add huge to your win rate.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you feel, okay, my table is super bad, all the other players are good racks. I mean, you have so many tables. There's really no need to play at a bad table. Just stay up, go to the floor, and ask for a table change. Nothing better than that, or nothing easier than that. And if not, you can also switch rooms, right? When the table at the Venetian is bad, go to the area, no problem.
Yeah,
You have such a nice variety, and that's why the cash games are so good, right? You have so many tables, so much variety. So,
sure.
yeah, if you feel your table is really bad today, no problem, just switch tables. Or, yeah, only play a quick session. I think this is really crucial when you are there for a really long time.
Yeah, no, absolutely though, because as you say, there's so many games, and really, at the end of the day, obviously the goal in poker is to make money, so you kind of have to like, you know, swallow your pride or your ego, or whatever. And sometimes, yeah, maybe you're in a tough game and there's just not that much money to be made, and you don't want to be super prideful, be like, oh, I don't want to see myself leaving this game kind of with my tail between my legs, being defeated or whatever. But really, who gives a shit, right? Like, you can go find a softer game, and yeah, it's just a better approach in my opinion. Obviously, if you want to compete against the best and that's your mentality, that's fine also, right? And that might take you a bit further. But if you're just there, trying to make money, trying to play in the softer games, there's no reason why you should be playing in tough games, and there's no reason again why you should be playing super strict, like tight ranges, stuff like that. If you're playing against a really big whale, like don't be afraid to deviate in those type of spots, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Like you mentioned, you definitely want to deviate in those situations. You want to throw it a bit looser for value. You want to flat a few more hands than usual because you know how you can exploit the VIP, and you're definitely a way better post-flop player than he is.
Yeah,
And you know how those hands play 100 big blinds deep, 200, maybe 500 big blinds deep. So yeah, definitely deviate in those situations a little bit from your game plan. But as we mentioned before, you need to have the patience. You need to realize what is going on at the table. And yeah, those are the three main points for making money at the WSOP when it comes to live cash games.
yeah, absolutely. So good luck at the tables down there. Stay patient. Don't get distracted, and just go for the fish. Don't be afraid to be a bum hunter. And yeah, crush the tables, and we'll see you guys down there.
Yeah, we'll see you. Bye bye.
See ya.